number 3.
There's going to be probably a lot of these records shattered.
Who brought cocaine to the White House?
This could be a challenging investigation.
Teenaged workers breaking it in.
Wait, that job makes how much now?
Good morning. I'm Deborah Rodriguez with the CBS World News Roundup. Another day, another heat record shattered for planet Earth. Average global temperatures have hit or remained at a new high mark, inching closer and closer to 63 degrees Fahrenheit for the third straight day. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams at the Weather Channel.
Above average warmth continues to make us sweat in the northeast and the southwest. Heat advisory stretching from New York to Maine, where it will feel like it's in the upper 90s. And you know it's hot when we have excessive heat advisories in Arizona. Highs will top out in the 110s in some spots.
Climate scientologist Jonathan Foley says it's just one more sign we need to take climate change seriously.
These global temperature records are just going to keep falling. The planet has been steadily warming year by year, slowly at first, but over the decades we're now kind of getting outside the realm of anything we've really seen before.
Prosecutors in Philadelphia are describing the bizarre behavior of the person charged with 5 counts of murder in a mass shooting on Monday. Correspondent Lilia Luciano reports from Philly.
Prosecutors say Kim Brady character's roommates avoided him. They thought he was getting more and more agitated as the days were passing. Their way of dealing with it was just to avoid it. Prosecutors say they recovered a will, additional ammo, and a gun at the suspect's home. The Philadelphia sheriff says they're looking into disturbing social media posts, but they didn't elaborate. Josephine Wama's brother, Joseph, was among the victims.
Whether it's business to us, like, for your own agenda, for your own reason, it's just really pissing me off.
Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney filed a lawsuit against 2 major suppliers of untraceable gun parts.
We are announcing the filing of this lawsuit to stop them from continuing to flood the streets of our city.
Twin 2-year-old boys were among the injured. The Secret Service is trying to find out exactly who left a bag of cocaine near a visitor's entrance in the west wing of the White House. It was discovered near a set of storage cubbies where people on tours leave their cell phones. A.T. Smith is a retired deputy director.
The indications seem to me that it probably was somebody involved in a tour. The Secret Service detailees to the White House and the White House staff are routinely drug tested at random.
Officials are searching visitor logs and camera surveillance for clues. In Ukraine, Russia is launching new attacks in far-flung locations. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata is in Ukraine.
Overnight and hundreds of miles from any front line, Russian missiles pierced downtown Lviv, a city considered out of harm's way, but nowhere is out of reach. And it's not just one way. Ukrainian airstrike deep into Russian-held territory. Russia says it struck a residential neighborhood. Ukraine says secondary explosions prove it was a direct hit on a weapons depot.
On the front lines, both Russia and Ukraine have accused each other of planning to attack the Zaporizhia nuclear plant in territory now controlled by Russia. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen arrived in China this morning for a series of high-stakes meetings. Correspondent Elizabeth Palmer reports from Beijing.
She'll have 2 days of high-level meetings with Chinese officials. A quick trip meant to get the U.S.-China relationship back onto a less hostile footing. But it is a tough assignment. In a tit-for-tat move yesterday, China announced it would restrict the sale of 2 metals that it mines and that are essential to the manufacture of microchips. Neither side is expected to make significant concessions during these meetings, but at the very least, Secretary Yellen will try to head off further escalation.
And at least 17 people have died from a toxic nitrate gas leak in a settlement in South Africa. Police say it was being used by illegal miners to separate gold from dirt and rock on the outskirts of Johannesburg. 3 children were among the victims. You're listening to the Thursday Morning World News Roundup. And
well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dashcam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.